Represent everyone's universe. I'm going to do a video on the moon in Scorpio, the waxing gibbous, and the sun in Gemini. Talking about transformation. The lessons of life, walking a tightrope underneath the microscope. I begin to end the hoax, dreams connected to a rope. Physical and spiritual split. Eyes closed, eye open, aspirations. Dream to take form, intuition, attraction. Brought into life the separate dimension. Lucid dreaming, this matter is foreign. Never be foreseen, we pass is foreseen. Stairway to heaven, we elevate again. Tripulate the time, space, matter in my hand. Matter at hand, this man even care for the land. Open up for ridded eyes, attempts to block a sixth sense. Conservation of a true life. This my birthright, but I was born with my essence. Born to defeat the misconception. They blocking our chakra roses, but they pop like molten lava. Ask to imitate, you don't get nada. Cause all I can be is a representation of myself. This all perceptive perception is how I wanna see it. Ask a guy body, did you know he's nobody? Ask a guy body, did you know he's nobody? It's how I wanna see it, it's how I wanna see it. Sunrise, gotta get it again. Fresh 24 to make Aurora Borealis, Paleo Wasabi. Remember what you was meant for, born from four circles. Originally a spirit, forming an aura, repeat it again. Crystal clear, I sitting on top of four heads, my moral is Los Angeles, Sagittarius, they shooting stars in the sky. But the sky's the limit, one loves kilo, I know, you living in our spirit, I know, in the sky, I possibly beside, immortal I'll be. Ask a God body, did you know he's nobody? Ask a God body, did you know he's nobody? My life in the sight of God's memory. Walking a tightrope underneath the microscope. I begin to end the destitution. Common man place to solve the space. Time didn't exist until you let it. I'ma need some letters to cope this the rhetoric. Watch yourself, Business 3. Third person knowing nothing so they know I can see. Every day, AK, this system, a corruption. That appears through your ear and conundrum. Face appears weak, redundant. Now we divulged in no less. Knowledge in abundance, more than the land. When I'm roaming on this earth, write your own raps. Fingers on the table, when the mental is still trapped in stables. We know what to drink, just that water. You may sip, conscious flow like the water in the moon. And varyingly shift the earth through the seven seas. Flow evolve, never eroded. Shit. We encoded what it's like. Do you need me to reappear again? Sapient, but my soul is infinite. Mind of many sons of mother living under one solar eclipse when the artificial moon steady drift. So it's all solar plexus everywhere you belong. The time is a bliss, reality Aquarius. What this moment is. Time to shine, our lives confined in due time. Either now we call carcasses, washing moonwalk, we've been stressing too long. It's trick because you never, ever got something wrong, but you tripping in your head about past and future creation. What is this to you? Everything, yeah, this is for you. Get out and create, get out and create every day. Get out and create every day. So, we're going to do a video on talking about transformation, essentially, which is the moon in Scorpio and the sun in Gemini, right? So thank you for listening to the music, you dig what I'm saying? That's the title track, MET477, you dig what I'm saying? Meta 477. And that's on the Origins tape, you dig what I'm saying? But yeah, let's get down to business, you dig what I'm saying? So, the sun is Gemini, and the moon in Scorpio is a 150-degree angle. So it is in conjunction, right? So at this point in time, we're going to be preparing for the full moon, right? So the full moon, I think will be in like, I think in like the teens or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. Somewhere in the teens, for the moon sign, for the moon's degree as well as the sun. Obviously, they have to be the same degree to actually enact that opposition, right? So that'd be the full accumulation. So, preparing for full moon in Sagittarius, right? So that the moon in Scorpio, we're going to be having an in conjunction or a misunderstanding. So, with that being said, an opportunity to misunderstand, right? So, at this point in time, we're going to be misunderstanding an opportunity to transform an environment or communication, you know what I'm saying? Or just communication style, which would be a thought pattern, right? So feeling transformative slash in depth to rebirth an emotion and communicating about it to be satisfied in the wisdom of that transformation of the emotion. So once you've rebirthed that and you become that phoenix and you have that full moon in Sagittarius, you're like, oh, this is actually the correct knowledge and wisdom. I transformed the right thing, and that's how you be on the higher octave for this full moon in Sagittarius. And the lower octave would be realizing that the knowledge and wisdom that you've accumulated from going through that transformation was actually not beneficial. You know what I'm saying? It didn't satisfy you type thing. So with that being said, either way, this is the question you can ask yourself, right? What is one transforming to adapt to? Because keep in mind, Gemini being that mutable air, being able to adapt to other people's ways of thinking and communicating. So, in essence, right, we're going to be misunderstanding how to transform and adapt through communication and thinking. Simply as that. So for the first house is going to be the Scorpio rising, right? And then for the 8th house is where the Gemini sun is, and that would be in conjunction, right? A misunderstanding. So for the first house in Scorpio, this would be a personal misunderstanding of emotions through transformative conversations. So behind the scenes and what actually like the secret conversations that you're having and the things that you're actually adapting to but no one else knows and you're transforming behind the scenes to, you're going to be personally misunderstanding. I'm like, wait, why am I, transforming this, then, and third? You know what I'm saying? So, why am I adapting to this? Or what is the cause of me adapting to this? You know what I'm saying? That's going to be what's on your mind. That's what you're going to be misunderstanding. So, at this point in time, just keep in mind that you shouldn't be transforming every single communication style and every single way of thinking. It's just the ones that are necessary. You know what I'm saying? Things that aren't beneficial. And that's what we go through those moon phases for, to realize what kind of energy is more beneficial and which one we're utilizing is actually helping us, which one we're utilizing and it's actually not doing us too good. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure out my little camera angle. I think if I move it too far, it'll end up falling. Oh, that's pretty fly. I'm gonna keep it like that. So then with that being said, 1 second. Oh, I don't have my hydration tool. You know what I'm saying? Hold up. Give me some real good hydration. You dig what I'm saying? Shoot, the only thing that get promoted on this channel right now, Michi Darko. Shout out Michi Darko. Not the father, you know what I'm saying? He made the shirt Five with Zombies. But yeah, only other thing that's getting promotion is astrology, you know what I'm saying? And Metaphor 77, you know what I'm saying? That's it. That's the only thing that's getting promotion until y'all hit the email. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so for the Libra rising, then commercial over. For the Libra rising, you'll be having the Scorpio in the 2nd house. And so you'll be having that 9th house misunderstanding, right? So the 150-degree angle is going to create a misunderstanding values of emotions, the value of emotions through wise or unwise conversations. So for the 9th house, you're going to be like either adapting to a conversation that was actually, like you had a conversation with someone and that you realize, okay, maybe I should change this, that, and the third. Or you had a certain thought and you actually started to speak on it and it made you realize that it was actually an unwise thing to speak on, type of thing. So at this point in time, you're going to be finding what to transform value wise. So at this time, it's just like, what knowledge and wisdom am I utilizing? So for the Libra, it's going to be like, what kind of knowledge or wisdom do I utilize to actually kind of play the other side of things? Like that Gemini has the 2 sides. So it's like whenever Libra wants to play the other side of things, do you have the right knowledge or wisdom to be able to do that if you're picking up what I'm putting down there? So then for the Virgo rising, this will be the Scorpio in the 3rd house, which is the environment, and then the Gemini in the 10th house. So misunderstanding an environment through communicating a status. So what you're communicating about your status is creating a misunderstanding in your environment. So don't be saying too many of the wrong things that actually don't, bring the status that you're actually trying to portray. And other people may misunderstand you as well. Like what you're saying in the environment doesn't actually match up with the status you're trying to portray. So keep it cute, Virgo rising, you know what I'm saying, in the environment right now. So for the Leo rising, they're going to be having that 4th house in Scorpio and then the 11th house in Gemini. So it'll be a misunderstanding emotionally in the home through conversations with associates. So the conversations that you're having with your associates is creating a misunderstanding like, oh, should I actually be transforming this, that, and the third about what I'm doing in the home, or is it actually, beneficial for what I've got going on privately, or is it not? You know what I'm saying? So this time, those kind of associates are going to be what you're going to be adapting to. So whatever you associate with yourself with, whatever group you got going on, Leo, just know that it's a misunderstanding to your private life. Your private life, they don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? So just keep that in mind. And it's a they have a whole different. They kind of misunderstand your actual, your real private life. You know what I'm saying? Your home life. And then for the Cancer rising, they'll be having Scorpio in the 5th house. And then in the 12th house, they'll be having Gemini, right? So expressing a misunderstanding through conversations about dreams. So, you're talking about your dream and everybody doesn't appreciate your dream like that. It's like Cancer, no matter, like, in my opinion, and from what I've found as well, Cancer take things a little bit too personally. You know what I'm saying? So y'all be like war angels lightweight. You know what I'm saying? So like your dream is an actual dream. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to just be thinking, communicating about the dream all the time. So it's like obviously gonna be a misunderstanding to your expression, that 5th house in Scorpio, because you're just talking about it. You're not actually bringing things to the in-depth realm. You know what I'm saying? You don't have that in-depth expression. So that's about that dream. So you need to learn the actual in-depth details about that expression and that dream. You know what I'm saying? How that dream expresses itself, and then you'll be able to have more of a better grip about those conversations about your dream. So it's like kind of higher and lower octave here. So like, do you already have a dream that you want to communicate about, and it actually has structure to it? You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what you can focus on right now, Cancer. If you don't have a dream that you can actually build on and explain, you need to figure that out about your dream. You know what I'm saying? And so stop. This is that misunderstanding time. So like, just don't be so expressive. Be more like childlike and find out what you actually like to do, kind of thing. And then for the Gemini rising, they're going to be having the Scorpio in the 6th house, and obviously the Gemini in the 1st house, right? The Sun in the 1st house right now. So misunderstanding a pattern through personal conversations. So the people that you personally communicate with is going to create a misunderstanding to how you actually go about your routine and pattern in your health and your life. So like, you're thinking, oh, should I adapt to them personally, or should I just stick to what I regularly got going on? So that this time you're going to misunderstand, like, oh, they have that routine and pattern, and would it actually be beneficial for me? And sometimes you can't really tell. So it's going to be that kind of blurred line between, should I change my pattern and things like that. And if they're saying something that's more going to end up being beneficial in the long term, then hey, maybe have some more conversations personally, with other individuals about, like, that certain aspect, and then kind of Gemini your way around it and figure out what is actually on both sides of that coin. So for the Taurus rising, they're going to be having the Scorpio in the 7th house. So and they're also going to be having the Gemini in the 2nd house, right? So misunderstanding a relationship through valued conversations. So the relationship that you got going on right now, the way that you value the conversation is a misunderstanding to how the actual relationship is going. So at this time, just know that how you think the conversation should be going might be a misunderstanding to how everybody else is seeing how the relationship should go about. You know what I'm saying? So just be aware of that. All right. In the end, for the Aries rising, they're gonna be having the Scorpio in the 8th house, and then the Gemini in the 3rd house, right? So misunderstanding transformation through conversations in an environment. So with that being said, the Aries rising is going to be having this in-depth passion they're going to be feeling right now. They're going to be thinking, should I transform that? You know what I'm saying? And the conversations they're having now is like, oh, in my environment, these people are talking about this certain thing I should transform. And at this time, you're going to be misunderstanding. Should I transform that because of that conversation, or should I not transform that? You know what I'm saying? So kind of on that's that blurred line for you guys, how you're misunderstanding right now. is between your environment and what you actually want to transform in your 8th house right now, when you feel comfortable transforming. So if it's going to be a beneficial thing, then just because you don't feel comfortable with it doesn't mean it's like exactly a bad transformation, right? So keep that in mind. So for the Pisces rising, this will be the Scorpio in the 9th house, right? And then they'll be having Gemini in the 4th house. So misunderstanding and in-depth wisdom through private conversations. So the conversations that you're having right now are creating this wisdom and knowledge. And with that being said, this in-depth wisdom and knowledge that you have kind of creates this misunderstanding, because you should just be more genuine. Like, don't be so in depth. Like, oh, it has to be the conversation has to be this way for me to actually feel comfortable, kind of thing. Like, just be adaptable to the other people as well, and just let the conversations go with the flow, kind of thing. For the Pisces rising, you don't know everything. You know what I'm saying? You think you have an in-depth knowledge about everything, and you're all kind of crazy a little bit. For the Aquarius rising, you'll have the Scorpio in the 10th house, and then the Gemini in the 5th house. And Pisces, it ain't no shade. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes y'all be in a whole other world. You don't know what I'm talking about. Aquarius rising, right? So I said the Scorpio in the 10th house, and then the Gemini in the 5th house. So misunderstanding a status through expressive conversations. So the conversations that you're having is kind of like making you misunderstand your status. Like, should I transform my status, or should I keep with the same status? These conversations are very expressive, and it's like, do I actually I value this conversation? Do I have a shared value with this Scorpio energy? Is it actually benefiting my status, kind of thing? If it's benefiting your status, then okay, maybe this person is expressing the right thing. But if it's like a expressive conversation that's actually non-beneficial, you need to realize, okay, I shouldn't transform that. Kind of keep it how it is. How it is more beneficial. So just keep that in mind, right? And then for the Capricorn rising, the Scorpio will be in the 11th house, and then the Gemini in the 6th house, right? So misunderstanding associates through conversations about a routine or pattern, right? So the associates that you feel in depth and comfortable with, things like that, you're going to be misunderstanding those conversations. Like, should I actually transform my routine and pattern, and should I adapt to these other people's routine and pattern? They're just my associate, this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? Do you actually feel that in-depth connection with them? And if you do, then okay, maybe it's a beneficial transformation to actually adapt to them a little bit more, and realize where you stand with this individual maybe a little bit before you actually enact that transformation. And this is about being satisfied for the full moon. So it's like, keep it cute. You know what I'm saying, everybody. And last but not least, the Sagittarius rising. They're going to be having Scorpio in the 12th house, and then the Gemini in the 7th house. So misunderstanding, transforming a dream through relative conversations. So the conversations that are relative and people that you're relating to, you're going to be misunderstanding that. You're going to be misunderstanding, transforming that in-depth dream, and things of that nature. So you have this dream, but it's like, can you actually relate this dream? Or like, it's kind of hard to relate a dream. It's always going to be a misunderstanding. The way that you think it in your head is going to be completely different from someone else, and that's where the Sagittarius, lacks that Mercury. You know what I'm saying? And that's where Gemini can actually connect those dots, but Sagittarius can't really. So at this time, just keep it logical, Sagittarius, and you'll have more. It'll be more beneficial. Keep it logical about what to transform, and should I transform this dream or not? You know what I'm saying? Is this dream actually going to benefit my relationship, or is it not? You know what I'm saying? Or is it benefiting what I'm relating to, or how I'm relating? Keep these things in mind. So yeah, just higher octave, you're transforming things that are beneficial. Lower octave, you're transforming for a non-beneficial thing. And that's an general statement right there. Any sign can take that. You know what I'm saying? Take that. And much love and much love and holla back at me at CONSCIOUS1347 @gmail.com. And hey man, you know what I'm saying? Y'all need to get me monetized real fast. We finna do it up. You know what I'm saying? Hit the like, subscribe, and share this mug. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to Math Hoffa. Let everybody know you in here. Like that, like, share, and subscribe. Let everybody know you in here. He was how we go to that. How we say that? Let everybody know you in here. It don't cost you no paper unless you's a mother and hater. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to Cuz. And peace out. And you know, I did the whole first through the 12th house previous in the video. Did a little music for y'all, and holla back at me.